What is going on, potatoes? Welcome to a brand new video. So in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about kind of the future of the channel, what I'm thinking of the channel, how I'm feeling about it, and everything in between. So we had to stop in Walmart to get a card because my friend John is getting married tomorrow. This video is going to go up after the wedding. So John and Steph, congratulations. I don't know if you're watching this. You're probably not watching this, but congratulations. I wish you many, 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 many years of awful fantasy football luck and a lot of injuries. Just kidding, but no, seriously, John, I really hope you never win a game in fantasy football again. Speaking of weddings, do you know what the stupidest thing, and this really doesn't pertain to weddings, this pertains to birthdays, this pertains to holidays, this pertains to really everything. Cards, they're the stupidest thing in the world, like the dumbest thing in the world. Like, why would you spend $6 to $10 on a piece of paper that person's gonna look at, read once, leave on the mantle for a week, and throw away? Like, I legitimately have always thought cards are the dumbest thing, like, on this planet. That absolutely blows my mind. Like, the people that love cards, I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that by any means, to each its own, but I've always thought cards are so stupid. I always thought they're a waste of money. I always tell people, don't get me a card. Don't ever get me a card. I would legitimately rather just give someone the money, or I'd rather receive the money, rather, and, like, an elastic band and just hand it to me and say, here you go, man, congratulations, or put it in a little cheap box that's like $1 or something and give it to me and just put Josh on it. That's what I would rather have. Like, at my wedding, when all you guys come into my wedding and you end up giving me money, because what else are you gonna give for a wedding, right? You're not gonna give much else. When you give me the wedding present, once you're at the wedding, I don't want a card. Don't get me a single card. This is the one say I want in my wedding. I don't want a single freaking card. I want all the money in a little $1 box. I'm helping everyone out here. I'm doing every single person a huge favor. You're welcome. Anyway, I ended up grabbing some Quest chips because going in there was definitely a freaking quest because it was so busy. I can't even believe how busy it was. Also grabbed a Monster. I told myself I wasn't going to get a Monster because I didn't need any more caffeine today. I did get a Monster. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to regret it. I'm probably going to be up for a very long time. And yeah, I think we're going to go work out now. So yeah, we're going to continue there. I do want to show you guys. I don't know if it's going to work, but I do want to show this to you guys. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. And just like that, we are at the gym. I'm actually gonna get in the car for this. I was gonna record this outside, but because I don't know if it's really windy, I don't know if that's gonna really play with the mic or if I could set this camera up right. But put such a potato. Zoom out a little bit here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So something I've been wondering for quite a while now is I wonder why more people don't exercise. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind why people don't exercise at all. And you don't have to be, you know, some sort of serious weightlifter or anything like that. I actually prefer running over weight training these days, but I still go to the gym because I like going to the gym. Gets me out of my house, gets the blood flowing, so I kind of like that as my second workout of the day. But I don't understand why more people don't do some sort of exercise or movement, even if it's just going for like a half-hour walk during their lunch or in the morning before work to get some sunlight, because sunlight is really important. I actually might make a whole video on sunlight. I was talking about this with my friend Mike the other day. There's so many little things we can do that are really going to better our lives that no one does. Like, going back to the exercise example, like, and I know everyone has different situations, but if you're someone similar in my position, like, you know, a single person that is healthy, no main issues, like everything's fine, no responsibilities. And by no responsibilities, I mean like no kids, no animals, like nothing really to take care of. It's just you live by yourself. Why not go exercise? Like, I just don't get it. And I understand, like I just said, everyone has different situations, and it's going to be someone that's going to be like, Josh, you're so ignorant, why don't you just go fall down a well? And, I get it. Maybe that's how you feel, but there's been a lot of studies done that show exercise help with anxiety and depression. Like tons. Like you could literally look up like 100 studies, like probably on your lunch break, and find very credible studies where exercise has really, really helped anxiety and depression. So I don't really know where I'm going with this, but if you're someone that doesn't exercise, like comment down below why you don't exercise at all. And I don't mean any specific exercise. I just mean like wake up in the morning, go to work, go home, like watch Netflix. Why don't you have any sort of exercise in there at any point? I would love to know. And maybe I am just ignorant, because I've always been someone, ever since I was a kid, like I've always played sports, I've always exercised. Like I can't even imagine a life like not exercising, to be perfectly honest. Like I just can't imagine a world where I just don't exercise before I go to work or after work, like the majority of the time. Obviously, if I'm on vacation, I'm probably not gonna exercise too much because, I'm on vacation. That's not my #1 priority. But I'm just kind of rambling now. Can you tell I drank most of this Monster? I really shouldn't have had this, but I did because I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm gonna go work out, and then we'll get into the main reason why you probably clicked on this video. So the rest of this video is just going to be a rant with just you and I, a couple of potatoes, just potatoing. So this is honestly probably going to be the main reason you clicked on this video. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to title it, but I do have a really good idea. So sit back, relax, and listen to me just talk for, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. I have no idea how long it's going to be. I don't know how long this video is going to be. This video could easily be 5 minutes long, or it could be 25 minutes long. I would not be surprised with either one, but I really want to talk about the future of this channel, how I'm feeling about this channel, and kind of what's next, I guess you could say. So let me start off by saying I genuinely enjoy doing this. I genuinely enjoy creating informational content to people. I genuinely enjoy creating content just in general, I guess you could say. Like I enjoy the process of sitting down and editing a video. I enjoy being creative, and it gives me a creative outlet because at my job, I can't be the most creative, if you know what I mean. Like this, I can genuinely be really, really creative and take it in any direction I want to take it in. If I want to make a video out of stock, which I haven't done in a while, I can make a video about stock. If I want to make a video like I did today, which is kind of like me showcasing what I'm doing and then ranting and informing you guys about what I feel like, I can do that. I want to make a video about productivity for someone starting a business, or maybe it's just someone who wants more time to spend with their kids, or maybe it's someone who just wants more time to learn something new. I can create that type of content too. I can do anything I want on this channel. And really in business, you can do anything you want in general because the sky is the limit. But I genuinely enjoy having that creative outlet and being able to do what I want. Now, at the same time that comes with that, there are some people that I think really, really admire what I do here. And I think there's some people that really wish that they could do this, but they can't put themselves out here like this for one of many possible reasons. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's just too much for them, which, is a great reason. I'm not saying there's any bad reasons why you can't do this. Maybe some people are just struggling too much to be uncomfortable. Maybe some people tried and they just, don't have that long-term vision. They posted 3 videos and they're like, it sucks, this can't happen, it's impossible, no one can grow a YouTube channel. I don't know. There's tons and tons of reasons as to why maybe people really want to but don't start a YouTube channel or anything like that. Maybe they just don't see the possibilities. I have no idea, but I think the people that do watch this content pretty regularly, they're actually pretty impressed I can legitimately sit in front of a camera and ramble, be myself, be funny, be wacky, do kind of just literally be myself in a day-to-day setting in front of a camera, and I can do it with no one else around at all. I also think some people really admire my I don't want to say drive or ability, but like my effort, I guess you could say. They admire my effort to really sit down with someone that maybe I have never met before or I haven't talked to in years and legitimately have over an hour conversation with on the podcast. Like, of all the podcast episodes I've posted, I think I've had one that's been under an hour. Literally one, which is insane. I think that one might have been like 58 minutes, so it was basically an hour. But it's not, like, I feel like a lot of people could not sit down with someone for an hour that they really don't know and hold a very genuine conversations. And guys, keep in mind, like, that hour is all I'm showing you. Like, you don't see the 20 minutes it takes to me sit up where we're talking, or maybe the 20 to 30 minutes after we're just kind of hanging out, or maybe the 30 minutes to an hour after that where we go out to lunch or whatever the case may be. Like, guys, there are people that have come on this podcast I legitimately thought I would never speak to again. And I talk to them literally every single day. Like, now, it's absolutely insane how outgoing, not just the channel, but the podcast has made me. I've reached out to people I never thought I would talk to again. I've reached out to people I've never talked to. And there are people that have been on the podcast I've talked to once. And that was on the podcast. Like, literally, like, hey, can you do this? Yes? It's this date, this time? Here's the link. Hey, let's do it. Like, literally, those are some of the relationships I have with some of the people that have come on the podcast. But I have a lot of fun doing it. And I think some people really appreciate that I'm like that and I can do those things, because that's not something everyone can do. At the same time, there are some people, maybe these are people I went to high school with, maybe these are, I don't know, people that don't really understand the long-term vision, don't understand what I'm trying to do. They're out there. If you build it, they will come. They're out there. And they think everything I am doing is stupid. They're like, why is he filming himself talking? Why is he talking about money? You shouldn't talk about money. Why is he talking about this? Why is he talking about that? Yada, yada, yada. And they probably have not watched a single episode of the podcast or any video I've ever posted of my contento. That's a Spanish for content, by the way. And I don't know. I don't know why these people think this. I legitimately have no idea. I don't understand. Maybe it's because they've gotten complacent in their own lives. Maybe it's because they're very content where they are in their lives. Maybe they just don't want anything else. They're very happy with their occupation and they legitimately have no other reason to strive for better. I have no idea. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those things, because there's really not. But I feel like outside of the small group that does support me of a couple of close friends, I feel like a lot of people look at this as kind of a weirder thing, I guess you can say. And I mean, I guess it kind of is. It's not normal to film yourself talking like this, like I was saying. It's not normal to reach out to random people, or normal, like, there's nothing wrong with it, but most people just don't do it, so that means it's not normal, right? Like, to reach out to people and say, hey, do you want to come over and sit down on a microphone and put headphones on for an hour? It's not normal. A lot of people don't do that. And I respect those opinions if that's one someone has. I really do. Like, it's very hard for me to fight with someone. It's very hard for me to get upset about someone else's opinion. Like, it doesn't matter if it's money, politics, like whatever the case may be. Like, I completely understand that people have different opinions in legitimately every single aspect of life. Like, you and I could legitimately sit down and have a money conversation. We could talk about a stock. We could talk about politics. And I'm not going to fight with you. Like, literally, I'm not going to fight with you. I might ask you questions like, why do you think this? Why do you think that? But I'm not going to say, you're an idiot, like, that's wrong. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I don't believe in that. The only arguing you're going to get from me is, say, something that's more black and white. Like, Tom Brady threw for 500 yards and you're saying he threw for 400 or something like that. Like, or maybe if you just come at me and you're like really, really digging into me and really shitting on me, like, those are probably like the two things that I'm really going to push back with a little bit. And outside of that, there's really not. And I really hate when people say, I can't agree to disagree with you on that. Because if you say that, I'm honestly just not going to continue the conversation. Like, at all. Like, because why can't you agree or disagree? Does it really matter what the topic is? Like, I mean, I'm sure, you know, if we really want to get extreme here, we could probably find something that people maybe shouldn't agree or disagree on. But, you know, in my opinion, like politics, money, all of those things, like, people should agree to disagree, like, in everything. Like, I really don't fight with a lot of people. I don't believe in fighting with people because I don't think anything productive comes out of it by any means at all. And it's kind of the same thing like I was saying before with this YouTube thing. Like, I know I'm being a little repetitive right now, but people say it's not gonna work, he's wasting his time, he needs to focus on this, he needs to focus on that. And it's like, how do you know what I need to focus on? Like, legitimately, how do you know that? Because I live by myself. I don't see too many people. Like, I see my friends, but I don't always talk about YouTube. Like, people don't know what I want to do and what I have planned. They don't even ask. They literally don't even ask, which is mind-blowing to me that you can create this in-depth, 100% right opinion when you don't even ask what I want to do at all. Like, it blows my mind. Like, my therapist was the first one that asked me what I wanted to do. Like, besides YouTube, if I had any other business plans. Like, she was legitimately the first one that asked me. It like blew, and I didn't tell this to her, and I didn't really realize this at the time. I don't even know, maybe she's watching this video. I have legitimately no idea. I don't know if she's gonna check out the channel or not, because that was the first time we talked about it. But she was the first person that asked, like, do you wanna do YouTube full time? Is that your long-term goal? And I said, no, I have much bigger business plans that I would like to approach, I would like to start, but no one asked me that. No one asks what I want to do. No one. Sometimes I just tell people because I want to. Not few. I've only told, like, probably count on one hand how many people I've told, but no one asks. Everyone just knows. Everyone just knows. And it's really annoying. Anyway, sorry about that. I got a little bit off topic there, but back on track. So the direction of this channel has been a little stagnant. And by a little stagnant, I mean very stagnant. Like, I think it was, I don't think it was 6 months ago. Maybe it was 4 or 5 months ago. I reached 500 subscribers, and now we're not even at 570, and we're in October. I can't remember exactly when. It might have been like June area. Don't hold me to that, but it might have been June that I reached that milestone of 500 subscribers. I can't remember off the top of my head. If I can go back through my phone and find it, I'll post it on the screen right here. But if there's nothing on the screen, then I couldn't find it. But it's been a while, and the channel's been stagnant, and the views have been going down. And I feel like the quality of the content hasn't necessarily gone down with it. I've invested in better equipment. I've had some, you know, pretty big guests on the podcast. I guess I would say, obviously it's not like, you know, Tom Brady or Jake Paul or anything like that, but, you know, Max came on for an episode, Josh came on for an episode, I've had my friend Nick on a couple times. I've had some conversations I genuinely enjoy, but the thing is, the views keep going down. It's like the stock market last March. It's just like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, but it's not a dip, it just keeps going down. And that frustrates me when I spend like 10 hours or so editing, planning, filming a video, just making sure everything's the way I want it to be, trying to make it look the best I can, and I don't see the results that I want to see. Now, I'm not saying that I expected to have 1 million subscribers by now, but I expect it to be a little bit bigger, the channel, than it is now. Like, think of it as a math test. Just for example, humor me. Think about a math test that you have, and you have a math test on Friday, and it's the Friday before. You knew it was coming, very, very, very big test. So you study 5 hours a day for that math test. From Friday to Friday, you study 5 hours a day. And then you get to the test. You sit down at your desk, you know, you're sitting up all nice and perky, you got your little number 2 pencil in your hand, you're ready to go, you're ready to rock, ready to kill it, ready to do some A1 work. and you studied all of the wrong material and you fail the test. That's what this is like right now. It's like I try to put different transitions in, I try to put different content out there, and every single time it's like, no, stop, bad, dislike, unsub. And I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely think about stopping. I genuinely think about saying, what is the point? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep wasting my time? Why don't I just live a regular life, just come home, watch Netflix, or not even that, just why don't I just spend time looking into stocks? Why don't I just spend time learning new things? Which I still do. I still do both of those things, obviously, but I can't commit and dedicate as much time as I could if I wasn't doing this, because obviously this takes time to be consistent. It's not something where I'm really willing to just say, all right, maybe next week, maybe next time. Like I was saying, I put out content very regularly on a weekly basis. Like there hasn't been too many weeks that I haven't put out, you know, at least a video. Like I said, I don't think there's been a week I have not put out a video since I've started doing this. Like I said earlier, I missed that 1 week with the video, but the podcast was still there, so I did put out some sort of content. So when I think about genuinely stopping doing this, and I'm like, what is the point? And this is when I really get frustrated. I think about all this channel has done for me. First and foremost, and this is not something that's done for me, but this was a promise I made to myself. I looked in the mirror and I said, when I started this channel, I believe it was April of 2020, so we're doing it about a year and a half or so. I'm not sure exactly where that time frame lies, but we've been doing it about a year and a half. I said to myself, I will do this at least 2 years. I said, I promise myself, I'm making the commitment, I'm going to run this channel, I'm going to make YouTube videos for a minimum of 2 years. That's what I promised myself, and you know, there's been a lot of times I really thought about throwing in the towel. Like, I mean, like, I put so much effort into a video and it gets like 10 views, or, you know, I put this much effort into a video and no subscribers come over, it's not even noticed, like, gets a terrible SEO rating even though I really tried. And after investing back into new equipment and considering to invest in new equipment, it's just like frustrating. So I've really thought about walking away a lot, but I don't know if it's because I don't like doing it. I think I'm just frustrated with the analytical side of things. And I did make that promise to myself, I will do this at least 2 years. And I always think about that. I said 2 years. 2 years, see what happens, and then reevaluate after 2 years. And to kind of add to that point I was just mentioning, I do enjoy doing it. Like, I genuinely like having, you know, putting out content. Like, I genuinely enjoy everything that this has done for me, and I genuinely enjoy documenting my process, documenting how I've come as a, I guess, filmmaker, how far I've come as an editor, and how, I mean, I don't know how many people have been watching, you know, every single video since day one, but if you go back and watch, and I was telling my therapist this the other day, like, if you go back and watch the first video on my channel, like, number one, like, you go back to that video, or maybe not the first video, because I did do it for a little while. That's one of the regrets I've had. So this is actually my third time trying to start a channel. I tried to start a fitness channel back in the day, really wish I didn't stop. Tried to start a finance channel, really wish I didn't stop. I came back to the finance channel. Now it's like a little bit of everything, like lifestyle, finance, everything. But if you go back to the video, it might be, of the videos on my channel, if you sort by oldest, it might be like the 8th one in. It's about why I think the stock market's gonna go back down. If you go back and look at that video, that was the first video that this time around, the third time I committed, and I said 2 years, I'm gonna do this. If you look at that video, I have come so far since that video as a speaker, as a person, as a filmmaker, as an editor. Like, literally in that video, it's me like talking like this. Like, I have like notes in my hand, like I'm reading off of the notes. It's like, I think the stock market will go back down because COVID's never going away. And now it's like I'm out here literally yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs in a public setting. Like, if I had stopped after a couple of videos, I would probably not be this outgoing. I've actually mainly been introverted. I've mainly been introverted. As I've gotten older, I've gotten much more extroverted. Like ever since I turned like 20, I think like 2021, I became a lot more extroverted. And ever since I started this channel, I've become much more extroverted, and I'm very thankful for that. But I do remember posting that first video, and I vividly remember having that first video edited when I think I edited the first video or two, the first couple of videos in iMovie. I vividly remember having that video uploaded, and I almost did not click publish. I almost did not do it. I almost just said, forget it, this is not a good idea, I can't do this. I almost did that. I really did. And I was very close to doing that. But I did. I did click publish. And that led me to do things I never ever thought I would do in my entire life. Like I mentioned before, like it took me down to Texas. Like I got to meet Max, and I got to sit down and talk with him for a couple of hours. Like I was legitimately out to dinner with a couple of my friends last weekend, and my friend's girlfriend like mentioned, she's like, oh, that's cool that you got to meet him. She's like, how was it? What was he like? Like I had several people DM me like, wait, you really got to go down there and talk to him? Obviously I had help doing that, but still, like if I had never started this, I would have never got to meet him. And there's people I think I can get on the podcast that are a lot bigger than him, and it's like if I stop doing it, I'll never get that opportunity. It's like I said before, it's made me so outgoing because I've only got so many close friends I can have on the podcast. Like, and I've had to reach out, like I said earlier, like to reach out to people I never ever thought I would speak to again and say, hey, do you want to come over and talk? Like, you want to podcast and chill? Like, it's just crazy how much it's done. Like my friend Blake, I went out with him last week and we hung out, and I said to him, if I never started this channel, like I would not be here today. And that's the truth, because we knew each other. We didn't know each other that well, but we knew each other beforehand, before I started this channel. And he sent me, I think he sent me a DM, and he was like, hey, like, you know, I've been watching your videos. They're really good. I really enjoy it. Like, do you want to go out and get, you know, drink sometime? Do you want to go get like food or whatever the case may be? I said, yeah, of course. And that obviously kicked off a friendship, and now we're very close and we talk very frequently. And that would have never happened if I had never started this. So what's next to end this video? Am I quitting YouTube? No, I'm not quitting YouTube. Do I think about it a lot? Yes. Does it frustrate me sometimes trying to find a guest to come on the podcast? 100%. Does it frustrate me that I put all these hours into a video that gets 10 views sometimes? Absolutely. But the important thing to remember is, at the end of the day, it's a challenge. It's something I've enjoyed doing, and it's something I'm not ready to give up on just yet. Because I'd rather keep going, keep enjoying doing this, keep being really busy rather than really bored, because I'm not a big Netflix person, if you couldn't tell, as opposed to just giving up. And like the first 2 times I gave up on this channel, wonder what would have been. So that's gonna be the end of the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry, this was a pretty ranty video. I don't even know if that's a word, but that's the truth. What are we at here? Oh my God, we're over 25 minutes, Jesus. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just wanted to let that go. Big congrats again to John and Steph. John, I really hope that you never win a fantasy football game again. His chat is actually blowing up right now. He's taunting some guy. I don't really know what's going on. I'm gonna go check on that, but thank you guys for watching. I really hope that if you've ever considered starting a channel or a podcast or any venture, you go and do it. Because even if you never make any money off of it, you never get to do anything cool. it's going to be next to impossible to not grow as a person. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.